Hi, this is Odeean, and today I'm going to be taking a look at Transformers Armada Jetfire. Jetfire is one of my all-time favourite characters, and this toy is one of my favourite versions of Jetfire. This awesome space shuttle is from the Transformers Armada line that came out in the early 2000s. Back when this guy was new, we had been on a bit of a hiatus from Transformers for a while. There had been Transformers Robots in Disguise from Japan, basically, in the shops, but not much had been filtering through to shops like Kmart and Target, where a lot of people go, and those designs were really shell-formery, a sort of departure from what my tastes are and what a lot of G1 had been. We had Beast Wars, but they weren't very popular, and I had only been picking up occasional figures, not really collecting. But then, all of a sudden, bam! These guys just appeared out of nowhere. We got Starscream lining the shelves, and I didn't know what Armada was. I didn't know about the cartoon, and I saw them and I thought, what is going on? What are these toys? They are awesome. I didn't even realize that they were Transformers at first. So anyway, we got Armada. So this guy, the first thing we're going to notice about Jetfire is his sleek space shuttle design. He looks really like a human space shuttle in some ways, but then added to that we have these chunky, bulky details like this side paneling and these intakes that run down the edge. The sense of scale given by this small window section in the cockpit compared to the overall size is really awesome. So that runs back down into this bay area here. So you can see on the bay that there's a zigzag hatch detail. Who doesn't love that kind of interlocking zigzag pattern? Ever since I've been a kid, this is what I draw when I draw awesome futuristic robot doors. This zigzagging detail, and they were clever enough to incorporate that in the toy, really grabbing the attention of what kids love. So apart from that, moving back here, we've got these huge booster sections which just ooze power. Look at that powerful form there coming out of these little black nozzles. And then Armada had such a diverse range of materials. We've got this see-through booster section. These days, how often do we get that many materials used? We've got the see-through boosters here. We've got grey plastic, white plastic, multiple paint apps. This guy has the degree of quality compared to what we get now is just outstanding. Alright, so what are some of his features? First of all, underneath here, you'll see we have these rockets. So the rocket pegs into this little slot, like so. You can hold these rockets, but the point of the rocket is that these toys had power-ups. Armada used minicons, and minicons were little dudes who could peg into places and make stuff happen. So Armada's Jetfire's power-up was that this rocket could be dropped, or extra stabilizers deployed by the use of the minicon. So if you can see these wheels that he rolls on under the nose cone here, these wheels are his minicon in the transformed form. If I turn over Jetfire like this, I can unpeg the minicon, and he is his own little vehicle who can, if you get the wheels right, drive around and do stuff. But we can use the minicon to peg into this wing section, focus, like this, and give it a good push, and then the bomb will drop. Not really a spring gimmick like what sometimes we're used to with rockets firing, but still really awesome that he has that power up. The next thing is that, I just broke him, but the next thing is that this minicon can poke into this slot and deploy these awesome stabilizers. So checking him out now, look at that. That's kind of re-entry orientation, but what I like is to bend these wings down. Gives him a real kind of X-Wing fighter vibe. Amazing. Okay, putting those back in, the next thing is to note that Jetfire has this clicky little switch here. There was a light and sound gimmick in this booster, but unfortunately the batteries run out, given that this is almost 10 years old. Looking at the front here, I mentioned this zigzag. This can split apart, and you can pretend that he's deploying some kind of payload. So there's not... Uh-oh, something's fallen over. Anyways, deploying some kind of payload. So there's not enough room to actually put something in here. But what we do have in Armada is a set of minicons called the Requiem Blaster. So one of the members of the Requiem Blaster is Satellite. And that satellite is perfectly sized to pretend that he's coming out of here. So what I like to do is use the Requiem Blaster with this set. But I don't have it out at the moment, so I'm not going to show that. But zooming in, you can see that there is some awesomely crisp and clean details sculpted into the surface of this door. So we have star charts, planetary systems, technical readouts, looks like a map of the Earth, stuff that you can use to interact in your play pattern with minicons. So the set is really versatile in what you can actually do with it in combination with other Armada toys. That can close up easy enough, as long as you get the interleaving right, just like that. And there we have it. That's Jetfire in Space Shuttle mode. Let's transform this guy and see what he can do in robot mode. Transforming Jetfire. Grab Jetfire, turn him over, and unpeg this shield section. Put it aside. Next thing, we grab this back section and just split it like this. Put the gun aside. Open these bay doors, like so. Open the front section, like so. Turn him up this way. Fold out his wings, like this. Grabbing the feet, bend the feet down. Looking at the back, twist the heels down so they're facing downwards like that. Can be a little bit stiff. Extend the legs like that. Turn him. You'll see inside here, these arms are pegged inside the walls of the space shuttle. So we want to dislodge the pegs like so. And fold back these struts that hold out the wings, and then fold out the arms like this. We fold them until they bend right backwards, like that. Next, get this nose section and rotate it till it's between the walls of the space shuttle, like that. So basically we've almost got Jetfire ready here. Grab his head, bend it up into this position. I'm going to move the camera slightly so you can get a better look. Grab his arms, twist them around, and extend them downways so that they're a little bit longer. Then, however you want to put these wings, adjust them. So I think that the way most people do it is to put them on the back like this. So here we've got Jetfire in robot mode. He's a beefy kind of guy. You can see, I wouldn't quite call him tubby. He's not fat, but he's a big figure. He's got big, bulky legs and sort of squat little arms that look kind of strong. So he's got this jetpack that he had from his space shuttle engine, and that can peg into his hand as a massive blaster. And again, it used to make a blaster sound, but not anymore. taking that off, you can see that he also can hold this shield. So this was underneath before. On the vehicle mode, it was like this, and it was the wheels. So that was folded around like this to form shield mode. The shield can peg right onto his arm and give him a powerful defense against whatever is going to be shot at him. It's another nice feature that they didn't have to add, but they just added it in because not only is it awesome in this mode, Jetfire can combine with the Optimus Prime toy from this series, and this shield becomes the chest of the combined mode. Taking the shield off, another thing you can see is that he's got no posability in the backwards and forwards of the hip. That's a bit of a letdown. The reason that he lacks that posability in his hip joints, again, is because of the combined super mode with Optimus Prime. He has to be able to split at that point. I will show that in another video. It's a bit too big for my setup here, to be honest. What he does have is decent range of ratcheted motion in his knees, decent range of ratcheted motion side to side and backwards and front in his feet. So that's pretty good. You can get some nice standing poses like that. He's got ratcheted joints in his shoulders, really strong, nice clicky ratchets. And some degree of ratcheting in his elbow, although it's only really several positions. It feels like it's only 2 positions in there, but nevertheless it's a ratchet. His fists can also rotate. His head is not on a ball, it's just a swivel. Ball joints didn't really get used in Armada, so don't expect to be seeing any ball joints. What did get used are a lot of friction-based joints, because a lot of these Armada toys are really quite large, and the strength that those friction joints, the strength that those ratcheted clicky joints provide is what these big toys need in order to stand up. So he's pretty awesome. I mean, just look at that. Let's have a look at how he stacks up next to some other figures in robot mode. The first comparison I'll give you is this guy, just because I've got him standing around. So we've got Cyclonus from Generations. Bit of a comparison there. Cyclonus is an awesome figure in himself. No complaints about Cyclonus, one of my favourites also. Taking him away, this is a damning comparison, the one I'm going to show you next. Here we've got 2 figures that both cost the same amount. Which one would you choose? We have in Australia the $50 Transformers Prime Voyager class Starscream, or something else that I bought for $50. At the time we have Transformers Armada Jetfire. If I have to give my $50, I know which one I'm buying. Starscream's relatively nice, but I'll tell you what, no way is this guy worth $50 like he goes for retail here. For $50, this is junk. This guy, I can still imagine paying $50. And actually, I didn't just buy one of these. I bought 2 of these, and I bought 4 of the Power Links mode colours, which are the blue and white. So that speaks volumes for how much I love this toy. So what else do we have? I mentioned before the Requiem Blaster. I couldn't find my loose one, but here is my set of the Requiem Blaster in mint and seal box. So you can see this guy here is a satellite. This is what I was talking about earlier, when the satellite can be launched from the Bay Area. It's this satellite that I mean, size just right to go with Jetfire. So what are my thoughts, my final thoughts on this Jetfire figure? Well, you might expect I love this figure. This is one of the best figures from Armada, and this figure stacks up in any lineup that I can imagine out of all my toys. This Jetfire is worth having, and I just sold one of these guys recently for about $80, mint and sealed box. So obviously other people also love this guy, so he may be a little bit hard to get if you want a new one. I'm pretty sure though that you can get opened ones of this for maybe 30 bucks. So $30 for this that's just extremely good value. So if you've got a spare $30 and you think you might want to pick up Transformers Armada Jetfire, do it now, don't wait, because you'll really kick yourself in another 10 years if you decide that you want to get it and you won't be able to find it. So thank you for watching my video review of Transformers Armada Jetfire.